All right, so in our journal, this is going to be number 14. And we're going to talk about literal equations. And today's the 17th. Literal equations. I really like this topic. This actually has no numbers involved. It's just all variables, and so it's sort of like a puzzle. It's pretty cool what you can do with them. All right, so next clean page. So 14. Literal equations. Okay, so when we're using literal equations, what we're doing is we're learning how to reconstruct our equation to solve for the variable we're looking for. Okay, it's so there's going to be more than one variable in these problems. So in the past, you've had, let's just do like a simple two-step equation. You're used to that. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. And what would be your first step on solving that? Yeah, we would subtract the 8 from both sides. We'd get down to 2x equals 2. And then what would you do? Yeah, we divide by 2. And then we get x equals 1. We do all those inverse operations. Okay? All right, well, let's say I've got the same problem, but now I have ax plus c equals e. I'm still going to solve for x. Okay? So don't let all the variables throw you. You're still just going through the same process. So just like here, we subtracted the 8. Well, we're just going to subtract the c. You're still moving them in the same order. Okay? These still cancel. And we're down to 8x equals e minus c. Can't really do anything with that, so I just write it down. And then our step, this a is taking the place of the 2. We divided. So we're just going to divide by a. And our answer, because this is all we can do, would be x equals e minus c over a. We just rearranged the letters so that we're finding our value of x. Just another way to write that equation. Okay? So if you just think through, okay, well, if it were numbers, what would I do? You're going through the same process. Okay? All right. Let's just try some. Let's say I've got AB plus D equals C plus E. And I'm going to solve for A. So that means right here, A has got to get by itself. Well, just like with our two-step equation, let's take care of the plus or minus piece first. So how do I move a plus D? I subtract D. So that's gone. So I have AB equals C plus E minus D. Okay. And then I still need A by itself, so what do I need to do? Divide by the B. All right. So that's gone. So I have A equals C plus E minus D over B. That's it. So that's not too bad, is it? bad. You just gotta keep up with what you're doing. Just work it backwards. Okay. All right. Let's try. I'll tell you what. Let me give you one. You can do this one. Do 3x plus. I'll throw you a variable in there. 3x. No, throw you a number. Sorry. 3x plus y equals z. You're gonna solve for x. See how far you can get with that one. Now this one had a number. The one that you're doing for your tomorrow work, they don't have any numbers, but I'll give you a few numbers today. All right, who's got it? All right, Grayson, what do you think?
I canceled out the y, and then I brought over the y to the z.
Okay, so you did a minus y on each side.
And then I got 3x equals z minus y.
All right, 3x equals z minus y. Okay.
And I divided by 3.
All right, dividing by 3.
And I got x equals z minus y over z.
All right, x equals z minus y over 3. How many got x equals z minus y over 3? Awesome, awesome. All right. Now I got to quit taking up so much space. All right, let's do 24 equals LWH. And we're going to solve for W. Let's put it out to the side like that so it just takes less room. So what's happening on the right side with that LWH? Multiplication. So what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I'm going to need to divide this side by what? L and H. And I can do it in one move, since that's all that's really going on there. So I end up with 24 divided by LH equals W. So see, sometimes they're really fast. All right, you try this one. It's a small one. P equals 4C, and you solve for C, because obviously it's already solved for P. All right, so Grace, what'd you do with this one?
I divided both sides by 4.
Divide by 4 on both sides.
And then I got c equals p divided by 4.
Yep, that's it. P divided by 4 equals C. Everybody good on that one? That's pretty easy. Okay. Let's try FD minus M equals 8. Solve that one for D. All right, Kane, what'd you do with this one?
I divided FD by F, and then I added M to H in that place.
All right, so what should be my first step?
FD by F. Add M to H.
Add your M first. We're technically going to get to the same place because we just have letters, but if we had numbers worked in there, that would throw you off to do the dividing by F first. So we still got to go with the same order. It's kind of like doing your order of operations backwards. Okay? All right, so you said we're adding M to both sides. All right, so that gave you FD equals 8 plus M. All right, now what, Kane?
Divide FD by F.
Yeah, now do your dividing by F.
D equals 8 plus M divided by F.
Yes, D equals 8 plus M divided by F. How many got number 5? Awesome. All right, questions? Okay. All right. Let's try, let's do this one. Let's do 2G minus 4F equals 6F. We're going to solve for G. See what you can do with that. You already got it? All right, William, what'd you do with this one?
So, first I brought 4F, I brought 4F over, and that 10F.
Okay. All right, so he moved the 4F by adding, and that one we can combine like terms because they're both F's. So he said he got 2G equals 10F. All right, and then what?
And then you divide 3G equals 10F.
Okay, so we're dividing by 2, and now this one we can even reduce down a little further because remember when you're dividing, you can divide unlike terms. So what is 10 divided by 2? 5. So we can go ahead and say 5F. We can reduce that part of the fraction. How many got down to G equals 5F? Okay, good, good. All right. Let's do 1/5 V plus GT equals A. All right, now I'm going to walk through with you on this one. We're going to solve this one for V. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that fraction to begin with. Okay, we don't have to do it first, but let's just go ahead and clean it up. And if you're multiplying here, that means we're going to have to divide. But we talked about this earlier when we were solving equations. When you divide by a fraction, what are you really doing? Multiplying by the reciprocal. So what is the reciprocal of 1/5? 5. So if I multiply each side by 5, that's going to take care of that 1/5. I'm just going to have V plus GT equals 5A. And then I'm only going to do, yes, Anna?
Why would you multiply the GT by 5?
Because we're doing it this way. We're by multiplying this side, that takes out the fraction. So it doesn't affect the GT. So yeah, it's okay to, we're just marking that part out. All right, and then what have we got to do now? Yeah, let's subtract the GT from both sides. So I got V equals 5A minus GT. You know what, though? I'm thinking about that, and I think you're right. I think we got to have that, because it's taking it there, but if we distribute, we still would have the 5 right here. Do y'all see that? I just was like looking over that because I was thinking about getting rid of that fraction. But that really does give you 5. Let's add it in there. It does give you that. Thank you, Ann Abbott, for saying that. I would have just breezed on by it. So yeah, so we do end up with V equals 5A plus 5GT. Yeah. Because if we had moved the GT in the beginning and then multiplied by the 5, it would have gotten it on that end. So we could have done it either way. Okay. All right. Good deal. Let's see. Let's do this one. Let's do, trying to find something similar. I don't have any more fractions. Let's do this one. Let's do x over a plus by equals c, and we're going to solve it for y. We're going to solve it for y. See how far you can get with that one. And that x over a, you can move it as a chunk. You don't have to take it apart. All right, who's got this one? You think? All right, Chris, what'd you do with this?
First I subtracted x over a by x over a.
Yeah.
Then I subtracted x over a by c.
Okay.
So v times y is equal to c subtracted by x over a.
Good.
And then divide both sides by b, so y equals c subtracted by x over a divided by c.
Yeah, and it's okay that we end up with that big double fraction is what it looks like to me, but yeah, that's okay that we've got that. Okay. How many got number 8? Even though it was a little yucky looking. Okay. Yeah, it's okay to have that. All right. Let's see what we got. Let's do just a couple more. Make sure you got it so you can do your homework with no problem. Let's do P equals 2 times the quantity of L plus W, and we're solving for W. And there's two different ways we can do it. Do you want to try it, or do you want me to just do it? Why don't you try it? Because there's two different ways you can do it. I'm going to show you both ways. All right, did anybody divide both sides by 2 first? Okay, Kaylee did. All right, so Kaylee, walk me through what you did. Mm-hmm.
And then I subtracted 12 from both sides. And I got a P minus L divided by 2.
There you go. Now, did you keep your L separate from your P over 2? Okay, keep your separate, because L's not getting divided by 2, only the P is. Okay? All right, does that make sense? All right, so then, did you distribute? Okay, that's fine too. All right, so you did 2L plus 2W, and then you started moving pieces. So what'd you move first? The 2L, okay. So you ended up with P minus 2L equals 2W, and you divided by 2. And then here you're going to see, we're going to come out to the same thing, because see how these 2's cancel? But there's still P being divided by 2 equals W. So if you left it at here, it would be okay, but you would not ever see that like a multiple choice answer, because it's not reduced. Those 2's would reduce out. That's why you just got the minus L, but P is still divided by 2. Now, you could have even written it as 1/2 P minus L equals W. That would have been okay, because there, you remember there's a 1 understood in front of that P. So that would have been an option, but L cannot be over the 2. Okay. All right, how are we feeling about that? It's not too bad, is it? I kind of like it once you get going. It's just kind of like a puzzle. Okay. All right, so I'm going to stop there with you on notes. The handout that I'm going to give you has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 problems, and you're going to solve all of them for X. It tells you at the top. If you have room, you can write on this, if you can keep it neat, but maybe even extend those lines out, or you can use the back. Just be sure I can tell where your answers are, okay?